Hi, and welcome to the Professor Kev Show. As you say, I'm already Saul with us from Bridge. Good morning, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Professor Kev. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited for this. So, before we talk about Bridge, tell the audience a little bit about you. What should we know about Saul?
Yeah, so I'd say for one, I'm extremely ambitious. I believe shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. I always think about like what am I capable of now and try and do one thing above that, right? I also have a high risk tolerance, I'd say. So I really like to be bold. I think you got one life, got to make the most of it. Um, and yeah, I'm building bridge. I'm really passionate about dating, matchmaking, so on and so forth.
So, let's talk a little bit about Bridge because obviously we spoke for a few minutes before the show. I'm fascinated with the concept because I think it's a winning idea.
Thank
So,
you.
tell us about why you started Bridge. What opportunity, what need did you see?
Yeah, so I'd say it started off for me. I was looking around at friends and the culture sort of going around teenagers, young professionals, which is that as a guy, the more people you get with, the more valuable you are. So there's sort of this quantity over quality thought. And I was thinking about what perpetuated that, what the root cause was. And while I'm not sure it's dating apps, I determined that they're a salient, a really salient cause. Because if you think about it, when you're swiping, right? If you go out on a date, you've always got another person waiting for you in your back pocket. So it really commodifies relationships and it creates this sort of volume game where people end up going on many, many first dates and very few third or fifth dates. So it sort of promotes a very surface level connection instead of really getting down to the root cause of a person and getting to know people, which I think, genuine, serious connection is really important.
Absolutely. So, tell us how the process works.
Yeah, so the matching mechanism is based on consensus. So you've got some apps where you swipe for yourself, right? And then you've got some apps now coming out which you're sort of removed from the process. You give the app your info, and an algorithm on the back end computes everything. And we just want to strike a happy middle, which is it's algorithmic based. So you get one person, one match at a time, but it's consensus that is matching you. So how it works is a proposal gets pushed out to people on the app, and then everyone will vote, say, oh, I think Saul is good for this person. And if enough people say yes, then the algorithm will push out that girl to me and me to her. So how this proposal gets made in the first place is through friends, because friends know you best, and there's statistics that back that friends are really good matchmakers. So my friends would say, "Hey, I think Saul is right for this girl." Then it would get pushed out to the app. Enough people say yes, then me and the girl get to see each other's profiles and decide if we'd like to go out. Now, the key here is that we're only seeing one person who we can match with. If I say no to this girl, it's not like there's another girl waiting for me, right? So I think there's more incentive to make it work. It's more thoughtful, it's more intentional, it's curated, and also overall just creates a quality over quantity dynamic, which is really important to us.
So now, when you're getting a match, do your friends have to read through different profiles to match you, or does the algorithm suggest Saul and Mary?
Great question. Yeah. So my friends would have to look through three profiles. So the algorithm would sort of skim it down, right? It would do like the basics, like, okay, Saul wants interested in females, and here are his preferences. And here's like three people who vaguely really fit the description. But then my friends would really have the final say and be like, okay, I think Saul is good for this person, right? Because dating is human, fundamentally human, right? I don't think there's an algorithm or an AI that could say Saul is perfect for this person. I think there needs to be human input in the process.
I would agree with that. So then you would get a message saying your friends think that you'd be a match for this person. She would get the message, and then you decide whether or not you want to go on a date.
Well, so first it would sort of have to pass the consensus, right? Other people would get to say like, oh yes, I think they're good or not. And
Yep.
if it's agreed upon that we're sort of a good match for each other, yeah, we get pushed out to each other and say, oh, this person that your friend recommended for you, now you can see them, waiting, you can go view their profile and decide if you'd like to match with them. And that would go out to both of us at the same time.
Now, is there feedback afterwards? So you go out with this person, and then is there feedback on the app? Like if
Of
it's
course.
not a match, like why it wasn't a match to help the algorithm?
100%. That's a great thought. Yeah. So if you reject a match, you can say, here's why this one didn't work for me. And the algorithm will learn, right? The more you reject matches and the more time you spend on the app. And then if you accept a match, Also, if it ends up not working, I mean, ideally you accept the match and then you never use the app again, right? You basically take it out into the real world and we matched you perfectly, and that's good. But if you accept the match and then you have to return, you get to tell us, okay, here's what you got right and here's what you got wrong, right? So we can learn going forward and help find you better matches.
So where are you on the development of the app? Is it functionable yet?
Yeah, so right now, so the thing about a dating app, especially one that's based on community, is that we can't really scale slowly. It's got to be kind of a grand launch where we get a lot of people on there at first. So right now, I built out a front end and I'm running it on dummy data. So I have a bunch of mock profiles in the app, and I'm just showing it to friends and I'm testing it, with people I've talked to, young professionals, so on and so forth, to get their feedback and iterate. And then separate from that, I've got a founding engineer and I'm recruiting more engineers who are working on the back end to develop the algorithm, to develop, here's how we're going to push these matches out to these people, here's how the community score is going to work, so on and so forth. And we're going to pair those two together and hopefully beta launch at Rice, which is where I go in the spring.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
how can people learn more about the app?
Yeah, of course. So for one, we've got bridgedating.app. You can go check out our website to read more. You can also follow bridge.date on Instagram, where I'm trying to make daily content, and on LinkedIn as well. My name, Saul Brauns, Saulbrauns.
Awesome. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes calling the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you, Professor Kev.